Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Just finishing getting myself set up, apologies. Thought I had Douglas, I had not. There we go. All right. Now let me see. Clearly I have not played Palingrid today. I need to add the name of Palingrid to somewhere on the screen. Maybe I'll do that later. But let's see what my mum's score is. 55. Sounds about right. What am I seeing here? Okay, so we've got lots of ends. Like 5 ends. We've got 4 E's, which is quite a lot of E's as well. 6 ends. That's so many. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to figure out something to do with that. Okay. What about something like this? Tink apparently is not a word. Tinks? No. Is it better if I go like this? That's not bad. 14 is not bad at all, actually. I do need to update the word list to this game. I just remembered I meant to do that before. Well, have a look at that. Maybe later on in the stream, we'll see. Let's put an N here for like maybe something like. Move this down. Maybe we can get like rank and maybe crank. Crank might be good. Crank. Okay. Let's put inane up here. Not much that can go with C actually. That's a bit annoying because I was hoping for like a, I don't know, R, L, something that go in here, but it doesn't look like I've got that. If I do crank, is that any better? Why is crank better than crank? Yeah, so arc and arc. Fair enough. What can we put in here? Is this rune stuff? The rune stuff. I'm just thinking that I could put like manic in here somewhere maybe. But that would have to take the place of this. Unless I do that. Put something else up there. Okay. An N there maybe? No, we've already got ink. Never mind. I don't want to put ink again. Oh, but then that ruins the I. What if we swap this around and we put crank at the edge instead? How does that change things? Not a lot, it turns out. I think I liked it before when we had inane up the middle and we didn't have manic. It's surprising that that's as high as 9. Anyway. Where else can I put all of these ends? Put like dunk maybe? And dent maybe as well? Okay. Maybe. Oops, that's not what I had to do. Canes? Not awful. Wish that was a better word. I feel like that has potential. I feel like this is only a shortening of a word, is that right? Yeah, it is. I'm gonna put this here, but then obviously we don't have anything there. Unless. Ooh. So you like that? Because we've got cap, ape, cape, and apes, and capes. Okay. I'm liking this E less here, I think. It makes dent, which is fine. But nen is nothing. And we don't get any use of this. Not that we would either way, I suppose. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. S and A is interesting. Got anything else we could do with that? Presume this breaks a bunch of things. Yeah. Not that I really had an idea of what to do with it, but. Do snack. But obviously that would involve this, which we don't have access to. That obviously gets rid of rent, but cans and Mac, okay. Yeah, I thought so, okay. That's not anything, is it? No. Presumably also not. Don't think we have an ARE yet, so let's get that there. Is this anything? No. I'm chasing my mum's score down, but tricky one today. 54. Yeah. Something better I can get here. Is that worse? Yes, by a lot actually. Okay. How's this? It is the same. Does it do anything for me? No, it does nothing. It does actually negative things for me. Maybe we can do something with this. Hello. You're just jumping in for a brief bit. I haven't seen your messages. You sent me one. Let me have a look. Ah, yes. Fair enough. I mean, feel free to jump in after your call if you wish. Only if you wish, of course. I am struggling with this one though. There are 6 N's in this board. My best score is only 3 off of Mum's. So if we get there, I'll be very impressed with myself. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it though. Anyway, hope your painting goes well. This is true. The K's were worse, but it's like ridiculous. I've got almost an entire row of N's here. Yeah, that was nasty. Although, to be fair, you could do a lot with like rake and cake and whatever. Although I see, maybe not cake because that does have a C, but you know what I mean. I want to put an N up here for manic. But then I ruin inane. Oh wait, no I don't. Not badly enough. Well, that's not a word though. I think that is accidentally in the word list. I'm actually going to change that right now because I feel a bit bad about that. There we go. I needed to do a word list update anyway, so we're doing it right now. Alright. Good luck with the painting. Hope everything goes well. Feel free to drop it afterwards if you end up finishing before I'm done with the stream. I probably won't stop until about 8 or so, maybe. Yeah, I'm carrying on with the cooking game, so if you want to see any progress that I've made by then, feel free to drop in. See you later. This is not what I wanted to open. I wanted to open the word list to do. Please hold while I just go and find that. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to open either. Where is it? Can I open this in Obsidian, please? No luck. 1 second. I need to go up here and open it up in this place. Ugh. My laptop does not love multiple screens sometimes, which is very annoying. Alright, so here are the ones that I wanted to add. So I'll add those in. I like to keep them alphabetical, even though I don't really need to be. Oh, I already added that. Great. And clave. VW. Clave. Save that. Oh, what small updates did I do? Oh, yes. Then I also need to open not that. Export, there we go. Nice and easy. Done. I don't want to do this on this random little branch anymore, so I'm going to just update main. Switch to main. And I'm going to grab this branch that I was just on and merge it in. And if I go and click on main, that looks merged to me, so let's push that. Okay, so now I can close this once it's pushed. Great, done. Go back. Oops, not there. There. Let me copy what I've done so far. So I do not want that wrecked in my let's close that actually. Oh, you can close, go away. Not the whole thing. Come on. There we go. I've just got that saved now. Let's make this a little bit smaller so it doesn't take up my entire screen. Okay. So let's refresh. That should be theoretically enough time for it to build and deploy. So let's find out if wrecked is in fact not a word anymore. It is not. Great. So what was it? Was manic backwards and then capes down the side and then stink along the bottom. Okay. And it was all the ends along here. P-E-A-E-U. D there was crank. Is it this? Yeah. Oh, even better. Arced. And we get ice and base. And can. Oh, okay, great. Oh, and means. I didn't even see that. Means and mean over there. Fantastic. Great. I'm really pleased with that. I did it by accident, but I'm not complaining. Nice. Yeah, okay, cool. Well, what? I've just realised I might have something of the living room. Oh, no, I didn't. I can reach up my hairs. All fine. That's a bit closer than I had thought. Okay. Fantastic. Well, in that case, let me see. So today we are carrying on with the game we started prototyping last stream. So let me just actually close this. Get rid of that, don't need it anymore. And what does this mean? Mystery. Anyway, so let me show you what has happened so far. Which I didn't do a whole lot between last stream and this one. I mostly did sort of like infrastructure-y bits and pieces. Like I made sure that the async loading was working. I did a bunch of different things. Ooh. Why is this blurry? This isn't just me, right? It's a little bit blurry. Maybe you can't see on the screen. Not that. Hold on. One of the things that I did is I set up proper pixel art things, and maybe that's affecting it. Maybe I have a pixel art cursor. 1 second. Let me see. If I go into Kenny's wonderful pack, this is a little bit out of date now, but I'm sure it's fine. Do you think it's in here? Probably, maybe. I feel like there's a cursor somewhere. Cursor pixel pack, that's what I want. Yes, okay. Now how do I set all of this up though? That's a good question. Go. There we go. How does one add custom mouse cursor shapes? Oh, okay. So let's also open this, I suppose. Oh, well, I actually don't want that, so I'm going to use something slightly different. I know I'm massively distracted right now, but I think it's okay. I don't want all of these, that seems like a lot. How many are there in this? There are 17. How irritating. Okay, well, I think that we go into, let's make a new class in here, and it's going to be not directory. It's going to be called something like custom cursor setup. Great. Can I define custom cursor size? Is that a thing I can do? Hmm. That's interesting. I don't love that actually. Maybe I can do that. Oh, not all of those. So what do they have here? It has this. Yeah, I don't like using a static class actually for that. I just thought about. Okay, so there's this. Let me have a think. So I do want to keep the 2 different sizes of cursors for accessibility purposes. Because that is what my partner uses when they're trying to play a game of mine. Oops, there we go. So I guess we need like, let's open this in. Let's keep it, I guess, I don't know. So how big is each individual one? It is 16 by 16. Okay. I guess let's see how big that is to begin with. Let's go into UI and we can make a new one. Well, we can't because Godot doesn't like me apparently. There we go. And let's grab this and put it in here. Now it likes me. Well, whatever. Not this texture. And we'll bring in the custom cursors, which is this. Let's actually rename this. I'm going to edit this to not be enormous. And let's make our default cursor just as simple as that. Or maybe this one. Let's go with that. I like how neat it is. This one's kind of big but interesting. I like it. Okay, so let's save and then let's go to this. Where did it go? It is there. Why can't I use it? Probably has to be a PNG, doesn't it? By itself. Alright, well, I won't use that one as in the default project settings, but I'll use it elsewhere. Okay. Well, I don't need to do all of that, we can just do... key value path. Then we'll do input.set custom mouse cursor. Great. And I guess what needs to happen is we need to go find somewhere to put this script. So I reckon let's open up the shell, because you would probably want it in there. Cursor. Just on the regular node. I want to rename it to like Oi, oi, oi. Don't do this to me. Ugh. Fine, fine, fine. Yeah. Cool. Shouldn't forget about my coffee. Let's try that again, shall we? This can go up here, I guess, sure. And then let's open this, custom cursor setup. This is where we can put things. So we want to grab this. Great. Oh, so many. Okay. I guess let's see if that works, maybe, before we do anything else. So teeny, but also a little bit blurry still, which is kind of annoying. So maybe that is because I need to make sure that none of these surrounding cursors are involved in what I'm doing. Let's try that. This should filter everything else out. No, maybe this is just a thing that's happening in mine, for me specifically. It's still teeny tiny. Interesting. Well, I also wanted to add a custom font before I did anything else to make it all seem a bit more cohesive. Pixel font setup. Sure. Okay, so I'm going to use Kenny's fonts again. Which do exist, I just do not know where they are. Oh, that's very mini. Yeah, preview will help. Okay. Alright, which one do I want? I don't know if I'm feeling any of these actually. Let's go to Google Fonts. Let's filter by pixel. What's something a bit friendlier? Is that pixel? I suppose it is, but it's like a lot of pixels. So it's teeny tiny. So it's 3 by 5, which is wild. That's a lot. I don't think I like that at all. This one's also very small. See, I'm wanting somewhere between like this, which is almost unreadable, and like this, which you can barely tell is pixely. Since when is this a pixel font? What are you talking about? Lies. Got a happy pixel. No, okay. Excited pixel. What? Okay. Right, fair enough. That is not pixel. That is miscategorized. You know, maybe you can tell that this one is pixel enough. Let's actually reset all that and search for that Jersey font. So I guess Jersey 10 is the smallest. Yeah, okay. I don't hate that. Jersey 10 is quite nice. What did I just see? This that confused me. I don't know. Anyway. Alright. Let's get this one. Not you. And then don't know why it does that. It's really annoying. Oh, yeah, get in there. Do I need this? Do I need this? sure, that can stay then, I guess. Alright, now what was this saying? Ooh, hello. That's big. It's better. Alright, anti-aliasing should be set to none. Generate math should be off. It is. Tinting should be set to none. Oops. Did I change that? Let me do that again, just in case. So pixel positioning should be disabled. What does that say? Gonna leave that for now, I reckon. Nice. Let's close that. Go back to 2D view. Save. And then let's go into project settings, and I remember from last time that fonts is not in the fonts bit, is in the themes bit, which is very silly. What's this? Okay, well, I need to save and restart, but fine, whatever. Isn't changing the editor, but that's okay. Cool. Let's press play now and see what happens. Okay, does this look how I would expect? The 7 looks kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie. How should that look? You know what, the 7 does just look a little bit strange, so I'm kind of okay with that. Okay. So one thing I need to do is set the default thing to make. So currently the cooldown timer starts at 10. There we go. We've got the order. We've got a cooldown time that starts at 10 seconds, but it counts up from 0. So I need to change the initial value to also be 10. So we've gotten fried egg orders, and that is fine because we only have fried egg recipes right now. But we're going to make fried eggs work, and then we'll go from there. So I'm just going to do misc bits and pieces, adding custom font and first steps with default cursor. There we go. Let me also, I don't want to forget about the cursor, so let me just see. Go to pixel cursor scale. Okay. Let's head in here to set the filter to nearest. Where would that be? Apologies if you could hear that siren outside. Not much I can do about that, unfortunately. Set filter to nearest. Which is not a thing I can do. Actually, yeah, 0, 0 isn't correct for... I need to add a grid. Let me just give myself a little bit more space so I can see this a bit more straightforwardly. Come on. Oh, I can't, apparently. That's annoying. Why not? You know what? Whatever. It's fine. It's good. Configure grid. 16 by 16, please. Okay, and then I would like to view it. Oh, apologies for that click. So the one I'm using here is like... Can I? Hold on, I just want to look at this grid again. I can't do like a main grid and then a smaller grid. Okay. Let me just do this. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because we want it to be like here, so that's like 4 and 3. This is a little bit silly to do, but it's okay. I'm just going to add a cursor settings. Oh, I feel like I'm about to sneeze. Try and be away from the microphone as and when that happens. Cursor settings. Okay. I really want it to actually be kvp.value.texture and then great. Then I can go back to shell, click on this, let's build so we can get what we need. Grand. Now this is massive, this is bigger than the text. If I do this, it's smaller than the text. It says scales with the viewport, but it doesn't. Unless, let me just try this. This is bigger than that font. Whoops. Nope. Okay. Annoying. I wonder if that's still true. It is not. Screen of main window, I suppose. Sure. Okay, well, I'm not using fractional scales, that's fine. Guess it's this. Screen of main window. Why are you yelling at me? Bruh. Was it by default? -1. No, I want to get this one with you. Yeah, that seems like a bug. Hold on. Let me just... I feel like I might need to report this. As a bug, because that seems incorrect to me. But I should search for it first, so let me just see. Might not be open, it might have been fixed already, but let's do display server. You know. Screen, C# maybe? Display server dot. Yeah, I'm recording this as a bug because that doesn't make any sense. Screen get scale, is that what it is in here? Yeah. Maybe 7.2.stable.mono. Let me copy this directly actually. Let's copy also this, copy link. Not screen get size, screen get scale. Integer parameter, documentation states that. Copy. Let's make this like code for fun. Not for fun, but for consistency. Let's use a C# and compile. If oh, let me just move this. I thought I had scrolled down to this section. Never mind, I had not. OS version. I don't really think I need to do that, but let's do this. Which version of Ubuntu am I on? I've forgotten which one I updated to. these holes. I am on 24.04. Okay. Oh, I'll copy system info. Okay, let's do that. Did that work? Yes. Yep, there we go, done. Cool. Anyway, I'm just going to assume that the default value for this is fine. Can you scale out Atlas texture? That's a good question. does this do? What does this mean? Out of interest, I just want to try something here. Get image, that's interesting as well. What does that do? Nothing enormously interesting. Okay, that's fine. It's just an interesting thing to look at. Let's go texture dot. No, I wanted to try rendering server dot texture something. What was it? Texture set size override. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Let me just see if I can grab the size. No. Maybe get region size dot x times scale, maybe, and then same for height. I actually just want an integer. Fine, I'll do it here. Okay, there's more than one line because it's getting ridiculous. Maybe that will do something. Let's find out. We need to make sure that this doesn't break because I've changed the type of one of the parameters. No, that's all still good. Okay. So this is little. This is smaller than the font. Ugh. I suppose I also need to hook into on window resized, but I don't remember how to do that. Give me a second. Whoops. Go on window resized signal. I know I've looked at this before. Viewport size changed. Okay. Not like that though. How do I get the viewport currently? So just like a get viewport? Maybe? Yes. That was easy enough. Okay, let's try that. Oh, that's because I also need to actually call resize cursor as well. So, bigger than the text. Maybe we can debug into this and figure out what's going on. Interesting. Okay, well, I've got some other breakpoints here that I don't need. Scale is 1. What? Stupid forget max scale. Oh, okay. Get scaling 3D scale. That's interesting. What? Do you give me anything useful? No. What? Yeah. Ah, go away. So I think the idea of explaining this and keep is that there's black bars versus not black bars. Content scale aspect. Is that what I want? Maybe not. I'll open that in the new tab. How do I get the current one though? Right, can I see some sort of... Can I do like get win? I can do get window, okay. Guess I want that. Screen get scale is not working for me. Go back up to the table, that table looked useful. Maybe it's something to do with this. Whoops, not what I wanted. I don't know what SDF scale is. Sign distance field, that's not helpful for me. Okay. Oh, I need to take my headphones off, my ears hurt. Okay, let me see. What is the scale? That doesn't seem right. Is it this? Maybe it's this. Maybe it's window content scale size. So I can see it in the box a bit better. Well, that's not exactly what I was hoping for. So this is like the base size. So what if I do like window dot do we think that would work perhaps? I guess we shall see. May have to debug this in a second, but for now, just want to see if this works. 2, yes, that's what I wanted. Okay, so this is little. If I make it smaller. Okay, well, this doesn't work, but this does now. Hooray! Okay, so. Right, so I guess what we need to do is something like how do I resize this image at one time? Go to texture, resize. Change size of texture. There we go. 7 years ago. I guess it might be easier to just sort of have default cursor shape map, and then large cursor shape map. If let's go with cursor shape map is default unless scale dot x. I'm just going to do the x scale for now. Should I? 1 second. Let me just ponder this. what I don't know is whether if I stretch it out really wide but don't change the height, whether that will do something weird. Let's do something silly. So we get the window size. That's not what we want. We want to be a vector 2i. So we get the window size. If the window size in the x direction is less than window size dot y, then we're going to use that because this is what I'm using, and you can see it sticks to the smallest one. So the smallest one is what we want to use as the relevant scale. Then scale is window size dot x over get window dot content scale size dot x. Otherwise, something like that. It's a bit gross, but it's not awful. I'm actually going to put this in here. Right. Can I scale something in GIMP to be to snap the pixels? I can. Grand. So maybe instead of this, I do something slightly different. There we go. So if the scale is less than or equals to 2, then we're just going to be using this same default size of everything. Otherwise, we will multiply it by, I guess, 2. I think that depends what this is going to be. I wanted to go back to the cursor settings, and we will put that. Okay. Times 2 big enough? Maybe it's not. I think I want to make it times 3. I kind of also want to get rid of a bunch of these things though. Let's do that for efficiency maybe. Is that worth doing at this point? No, it's not. This is massive. There we go. That's what I wanted. Zoom out. Let's export this to great. That'll do. Yes, I've got to stick to my priorities. Okay. This is now size 0 again, so let's make a new one. Whoops. One of these. I'm going to have cursor default, and then I also need to go duplicate. No, not cursor default, arrow large. Cursor large arrow. There we go, that makes a bit more sense. And instead of this, we're going to quick load this one. 16 times 3 is 48. Actually, no. Keep that at 16. Hold on. So we can grab the same thing later, but for now, I'm going to do this. I think that's. Yeah, actually. I'm going to reopen this one in GIMP because I think I want to use this cursor as the default rather than just this a tiny increase, because now we've got two whole textures, we might as well. So let's open show file manager, please, and then I will open this in GIMP. Didn't want to open out there. Where did it go? Wow, how unhelpful. My menu's gone. Okay, fortunately went onto my other screen. Yes, I want to view the grid, please. Show grid, which to get here, we want 3 and 2 rather than 4 and 3. Okay. Pretty straightforward. Back to this. Ah. No. So that would be kind of hilarious. Right, let me go back to this one because I do want to move that now. Ooh, what? Oh, because I duplicated it. I guess I'm going to remove that. Oh, for goodness sake. Fine. Flo is irritating me today. I have not even done any of the things I wanted to do. I've just sort of been mucking around with fonts and stuff to make it pixely. But I think that will help. I think it'll make me feel like I'm further along than I am, but which will make me more productive, I reckon. Why is this huge? Jesus, it's enormous. What is going on? Editor settings. Everything is opening on my other screen. Oi, oi, oi. Can I open here, please? Are you going to be normal size? Please? Okay, thank you. They look the same, but they are not the same. Right. Can we make this absolutely massive on my screen? No. Annoying. Let me just do this maybe. Can I log scale, please? Really? I can't make that bigger than scale of 2? Okay, just a second. I guess let's just for now try this. Hey, it resized. Resized to be huge, but that's fine. So we want this, or we want the if the big cursor is a thing. So maybe what would that be? You know, maybe I make this injectable and go the whole hog. So what I'm doing here is I'm just saying that if, you know what, I'm not really doing game dev exactly. I'm going to change my category to co-working right now. I think that'd be a good idea. Co-working and studying, let's do that. So if we're using a large cursor now, I don't think we need the rest of these things. Mm-hmm. Ooh, that is having the opposite way around than I would have expected. How come? So I have these the wrong way around, that's why. Try that again. Interesting. Oh, duh. Great. Okay, except the fact that I want it to be actually greater than or equal to 3 in reality. I just can't get it that size on my screen. Okay, custom cursor size logic. That'll do. Look at this, sorry. Then I guess just real quick I want to make a couple more of these. Maybe there's names on the default assets. Do I have that open somewhere? Oh, this is close enough. No, okay. Unhelpful. What would be the difference between drag and can drop? Let me see actually. Oh no. So okay, so I did some experimenting now, just dragging some stuff around on my toolbar down here. And it looks like when I can drop something, my mouse turns into, like when I can't drop something, it's just like a regular cursor, but when I can drop something, it turns into like a mini cursor with a plus icon in the opposite corner. I don't know if I like that to be honest. I think that it would be like, for me the drag makes sense to be like one of these. Excuse me. Maybe I just do like this for regular drag. That's probably fine. I'll figure it out another time. They look the same. Great. That's a good question. Where should the hotspot for this be? Like here, maybe? Should be 3 across, 4 down, inexplicably. Do we have anything else that I want to look at? Oh, I do. Not right now, I think. Unless I wanted to... Oh, 1 second. I'm just thinking that I might want to do something like you can interact with this equipment sort of indicator. No, you know what? I don't need to do that right now. I need to come down to scale changes. I don't care about keeping those changes. Okay. Save. Right. I'm actually just going to amend my last commit and add that. Great. Okay, so what was I actually trying to do that wasn't all of this? So where do we get to? We got to why is the drag thing? What? Get to current. Sure, actually, I will do that because that doesn't make any sense to me. Which I know is going to be a right pain in the butt, and I really want to get onto something else, but this is inexplicable to me. Process is what I want to override. Maybe obnoxious and fill the logs a lot, but I need to understand why the hell that is what it is. What in the hell? You know what? It's fine. I'm just gonna remove that one because I don't understand it. Another day I will think about that. Let me just remind myself where we had gotten to previously. I need to just stand up and stretch my leg and grab a snack in a second, but so that we can come back to something useful. Yeah, so we've got this. I need to change the default value to be the same as the cooldown value, so it immediately creates an order. We just have this default fried egg thing. We want to be able to drag it onto the relevant equipment, and we also need the relevant equipment to be set up here. Okay, right. Okay, give me a second, because I am just going to very quickly go grab a snack. I will be back in less than 5. Hello, I am back. Lovely to see you, Q. How are you doing? Thank you. Having a good weekend? Oh, not this. Good. Glad to hear it. I don't think you were here for the last stream, so let me catch you up. Oh, I feel that. I know when I have a few busy weekends in a row, I'm just like, I just want to be at home by myself. Yeah. So I'm currently prototyping something new. It's a cooking game, a sort of roguelike-y, a little bit. So currently what I want to work on is, when this loads. Oh, can I relate? Oh, let me change that first because this is irritating me. Let's go with oof, that sounds like a lot. I used to do that a lot. I used to be be very busy all of the time, always in my early to mid 20s. I am not like that anymore, and to be honest, I do not understand how I was ever like that. Here we go. So we have a fried egg order appearing up here. It is clearly the dev artist of dev arts. But that's okay. I just want to check something because I feel like the E's were not that squished previously. Test. That was huge. Oh, maybe the E's are that squished. Never mind then. I feel simultaneously like my life was more chill and like it wasn't. I feel like, I mean, I have to reflect on like pre-age 25, because then COVID happened, and then that is the point at which my life changed. Not just because of COVID, because I also gained a partner for the first time, so that is, you know, it was a pretty big, important thing. I feel like my early 20s, I had a lot less happening and a lot less responsibilities, but also I was doing 10 million billion things more than I currently am. Like, I used to be regularly, like, I used to eat dinner on the go because, like, half the time at least, because I used to just, like, have something happening on every evening after work. And I fully don't know how I did that. That seems absolutely wild to me. That sounds exhausting and, like, no fun whatsoever. So I want to set up... What's changed here? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, let's amend that. Just in order. I remember, like, triple booking myself of, like, more than once. Which, how the hell did I do that? How the hell did I handle that? More, even more so. Okay, well, I think I have an equipment display controller. Woof. That's quite a lot of things. But, like, I imagine that, like, currently you're being, that those things seem more like choices versus it sounds like your current 50 directions are less of a choice. It's reading between the lines. Do I have... I didn't want to click on Blender. Go away. I do not have. I mean, 10 out of 10 decision there. 11 out of 10, in fact. I mean, your path to get where you want to be now can go via bringing those things back if you want. All is not lost. Oh yeah, I feel you on that. Like, one of the things that I did a absolute ton was I used to officiate roller derby, and I used to do it a lot, like a lot, and I don't really do that anymore. I haven't really done it since COVID, and a bit of that was because I got burnt out on it, and I'm like, I want to go back because that's how I made all of my friends. It's how I met my partner. It's a really nice community. It will get me out of the house and doing stuff, etc., etc. But I don't know how to do that without it taking over my entire life. Alas. So I very much feel you on that. That is strange. That feels very hyper-focused on one location. Oh, okay. Well, that's something. So you've got like something to sort of move on to, I guess. So things are going to change for you anyway, I suppose, right? Ah. Well, that's mean of them, to put it mildly. Mm. You have to take it again? Or is it just like a... like the... didn't get the marks or something? But you're pretty confident you should be fine. Kind of thing. Because doing it again seems excessive. That's what I wanted. Oh, right, okay. So you literally just have to do it again. I mean, fair enough. Sounds pretty easy, at least. Oh, right, yeah. That is quite a long time ago, to be fair. But, yeah, you've definitely got a head start there, it sounds like. Sounds a lot easier though, for sure. So not that you need my affirmation for this, but it does seem like that it would be the right time to sort of find something else. Actually, let's delete them. Save this as a scene. You'd think that breathing would be the most important thing in general? I think I would rather be bleeding and breathing than neither of those. You know? Well, I suppose it depends on the quantity of both. That said, I am no medical professional, so don't listen to me. Oh, that's definitely what I wanted. You know, I kind of get that, but I'm also like, the pump is the heart rather than the lungs. Will the heart not be going anyway? If this is boring to talk about, feel free to let me know and we can talk about something else. Is this going to work or is it not? Hey, we have progress. How much current do we have? We have, in fact, got... it's not enough. I'll it's down here. 1, 2, 3. Big value. Wonderful. I'm going to add a button so we can interact with it. I think I also will need to make this pass the input up and through, and you as well. That's already set to that grand. Yep, great, okay. Wonderful. Then we need some kind of interaction. Maybe not on button and click yet. Maybe we need to just do the dragging and the dropping to add. Okay, let me see. So I need to remember how to do this. We need to make this not you. We need to make the order display draggable. Get drag data. Now I need to open my other project for this because I don't remember how to do it. Palingrid. I need to open drop tile, or not, I guess, if you don't want to. So get drag data is set drag preview. Get preview. What is get preview? It's this. Okay, well that's pretty straightforward in theory. Wait. was in a different programming language, but I will fix. Not self this, goodness. And then, do we have to do anything for on drag start? I guess let's do this. That seems sensible-ish. Right, let's make this draggable then, shall we? Fingers crossed this works. We won't be able to put it anywhere, but... Interesting. So this threw an error at me, and the error said that the control that I wanted to use was inside the tree. Interesting. Okay, so we have to make a new control. So what that means is, from what I'm interpreting, is that the drag preview cannot just be this. It needs to be something else. So I guess that's what I did over here. Yeah, I just duplicated it. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. I'll do like this dot duplicate. Why are you yelling at me? This dot duplicate as control, then fine. Strongly typed languages and Godot do not always play nicely. What does this mean, max client limits reached? Is it a problem? What? That's fun. I'm not gonna report another bug because I already reported a bug today. Let's actually have a look at it and see if anything interesting and fun happened. Godot engine / Godot. Any interaction here? No, that's okay. Okay. Let's test this again. Looks like I actual drag race is happening outside. What the hell? At least that's how it feels. Well, that's not what I wanted. Is it perhaps because I have not given itself a size? What if I give myself a custom minimum size of 32 by 32? Let's find out. No. Interesting. Can I pause this? How do I do? F7. How awkward. F7. There we go. Okay, so maybe whatever I was dragging. So I assume this is the thing that I'm dragging around. It is Y size 1. What? Did that help? F7 is such an awkward thing to reach on a laptop. No, I want to pause it. Bro. Yeah, okay, so function F7, literally such a long reach. What? Why is this thing? Oh, well, you know what would help? It would help if I was actually setting the minimum size on the thing I was wanting to drag. That might be useful. I feel like let me see. If we set size to just be whatever the size is going to be, is currently even. So if I with this duplicate thing, do that, and then we will return that, but we'll do stuff to it first. I should change my category back now that I'm not just silently staring at my screen. Software game development. Done. Okay. Do dot size equals this dot size. Yeah, it's fine. It's not one. Don't worry. See what happens. Okay, well that's not exactly what I wanted. Okay, so it's there. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I need to duplicate it before I set myself to transparent. That's why I can't see it, because I'm making myself transparent and then duplicating myself and trying to see the duplicate. There we go. Fantastic. Okay. So then I need a place to put the order when it's there. I think I'm an idiot. But I appreciate you validating me. It's not really idiot in a particularly negative way in this situation. It's me just being like face palming a little bit because, you know, sometimes you get confused by things and it's legitimate, and sometimes you get confused by things and it's actually just you not knowing, like just doing the rookiest of rookie mistakes, and that was the rookiest of rookie mistakes. Let's call this order container, or you know what? Current. Can you hear that over the mic? That sounds like there is a aeroplane directly above my flat. That is very loud. Holy crap. I mean, hopefully the noise gate is filtering that out, but man, that was loud. You did hear it then. Goodness me. It was a bit validating that it was in fact that loud. Let's put this below, bottom wide, sure. And let's actually let's do custom anchors, and I'm actually going to make it, whoa, not like that, almost 10, no, not that direction, I like that, 5, and then also it's just hanging a little bit off the bottom, maybe like a 4 actually. Okay, I actually want to change the type of this to a, I don't know, panel container, I guess. And if I go back to here, I want to change it so that it grows down. Wait. Hey, okay, so nothing yet, but that's because we have not been able to drop it on anything. So that's the next step. We need to go to equipment display. We need to look at the previous project, go to the drop slot, which is where I drop things on. Something like these. I'll do that in a bit. Okay, can drop. If current, I don't have a current order actually. I should do that. I need to add a reference to the thing that holds the order. And I need a current order. Do I also want a reference to the current order display? Yes. Can I get the order from this? Also yes. I don't need to keep the order around, I can just keep the order display. If current order display, so if we already have an order display, this will be easier rather than doing an if. So this will return true if the current order display is nothing. So if we don't have a current order display, we can drop it here, otherwise we cannot. Okay. I've done something like this with variants before, but I can't remember how to do it. variant. What is equipment slot? Did I already do half of this work and just forget about it? This is very possible, but embarrassing if so. I did. Whoops. Well, that's fine. I can just copy this. I clearly did this very late at night when I had not got any brain power left. Cool, we're not using it, so we can get rid of the equipment slot. Delete. Order display is order display. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. Right. Okay. So let me just think about this, because not only do we need to sirens outside again. Not only do we need to move the order display to be parented here, we also need to tell the, like, if we're dragging it between equipment displays, we also need to tell the equipment display that previously had it that it no longer should. So I guess, actually, I'm gonna first do this. Then that will reduce the amount of nesting that we have here, because I don't want to have all of my code all the way over to the right hand side. Let's do that, and we can go, before we start reparenting it, we can grab the existing parent. Existing order display parent is one second. I don't know if I want to do parent. I want to see. Please hold while I consider. Let's go to order manager. We know this to current level orders. So I'm going to rename this to list. No. Maybe in order we have like a state. Like order state. So now I need to make that. So by default, the order is in like a waiting state, and then it will go to in progress, and that will go to complete. There's some other things that might happen here, but for now, let's do that. Maybe that might be like expired or something like that. But for now, let's do waiting. So what do I want to do here? I think I want the equipment display to notify the order manager. Oh, hold on. added a new pose for my little owl friend, where the owl is looking at the code. Unfortunately, when I switch between the poses, my hair color resets, which is a bit unfortunate because that is I would like it to persist, but it is what it is. I'm very much sort of leaning back in my chair right now to try and figure out what's happening rather than looking down at my keyboard or anything. Not that I have to look at my keyboard to type, but you know what I mean. So the idea behind having these manager classes is that I want to keep the visual representation of the game separate from the actual data of the game. I want to have the actual data of the game behind the scenes be completely independent, so we can save that and load that ahead of time, and then all the displays do is show us what the representation is behind the scenes, rather than the displays themselves containing the data. So, Pondering. Okay, so maybe I need to think about, like, the awkward thing comes when the displays then have to feed back to the representation behind the scenes, because obviously the display is how you interact with it. So I guess what I want to do is update this point the orders manager to be like, hey, I want this order, can I have it please? Well, I guess that might be in can drop data. Maybe I do something like this. I should change that to be just equipment. We shouldn't be changing equipment halfway through the level. So let's make that in order manager. No, this needs to be public. Need to be able to get the state, so let's do that. Oh, not that. This. Maybe I just make it public for now, actually. Yeah. Okay. Progress has been made a little bit, but then I need to sort of refresh the order like the order display controller, which is like the parent thing. Yeah. Okay, so I need to add a thing to notify that. On order state changed. Yeah. And then what do we need to do? We need to go through each of the existing order displays and get rid of the one that's related to the order. If it's there, because it might not be. For each order display in order displays, if order display dot order equals the order state changed. And just for good measure, I need to put some brackets. This should never happen, but just for good measure. And order state changed event dot order dot state is not waiting. I need to remove the thing. Do I? Hold on. Maybe I don't. Yeah, actually, maybe I don't need to do that at all. This is like over the, like this node is in, hold on. This node is here, which is like above the cube, but it's okay if it keeps track of the order displays elsewhere, because it can still clean them up after the fact, no matter where they're parented to. Yeah. It's no bad thing having this event in, but I should grab Yeah. Okay. I should do this as well, actually. Ah, that is the thing that I needed to do as well. Whoops. I needed to update the equipment displays, which is what I was originally thinking about, and then I forgot. Oh, actually, not that. Get current displayed order, I suppose. I don't want to put this right up here, actually, that's kind of gross. I'm going to put it down here. If current order display is null, turn null. Maybe we just no. Then return current order displayed order. Yeah, okay. So then over here we can be like equipment order, or equipment current order is equipment display dot what? This. Not this. I suppose this is not exactly what I want to do, but for now I think I want to do this. I will change this shortly. Is that weird? I kind of think it might be weird. Is there a thing that we can actually listen to instead? Can we listen to the audio display itself to clear this? Where are all the signals in this thing? Oh my god, this is so long. Well, that's not correct. Where does this go in the code? Oh, it goes directly into some C++ crap in the background. Okay, well that's not very helpful for me. Godot, no, I wanted to Google this. Godot on reparented signal. Maybe we do like, maybe at the start we have like a what's this called? Okay. Maybe we just do this. You know what? Yeah. That's almost too simple. It feels a bit hacky almost, but it's fine. Well, let's find out if it works. Now, theoretically, we should be able to drop things between the equipment slots. Oh, never mind. We immediately can't. Is it because I forgot to set up a reference? Probably. Yes, it is. Try it again. Okay, well that isn't exactly what I wanted. I guess we need to wait for 10 seconds for another one to come up. I should shorten this cooldown time, I should know. Yes, I should. Let's do 5 instead. Right. So this doesn't get like squished down to nothingness. Progress. Oops. Okay, great. I have the ability to drag things between. Okay, and then I think the next thing we need to do is make sure that you can only drop it if the next recipe step is the right, like the equipment for the next recipe step matches. I think that makes sense. But let's commit our changes first. Drag and drop order displays. So now in equipment display, can drop order display. It's not just that, it's also if current order display is not null, then return false. Okay, we're in the middle of doing something else. Otherwise, I reckon at this point we talk to the orders manager. That seems like a good idea rather than deciding ourselves. Don't have ourselves there. And we should go and talk to the orders manager. Where is the orders manager? Can order move to equipment? Okay, so here we have a recipe step, current step. Well, then we need to make that accessible to us. Public, there we go. What does it set to normally? Just that one, right, okay. Recipe.steps. If the current index of the recipe steps, where's the current? Okay, so the index of the current step in recipes in the list of steps is somehow more than or equal to the size of the recipe steps list. -1 because we love off-by-1 errors. Then return null. Maybe we actually do a is as no, never mind. Something has gone wrong there, but if we end up in that state, but that's fine. Else return. I do this. Absurdly, I think this must actually be 2. No, never mind, I'm going to do this. That's slightly nicer. Okay. There we go. Okay, I like that. Why are you complaining at me? So I need to do that. Okay, so wherever they're going to use this. Let's go back to the equipment display. Yes. Okay. And do this. Trying to drop something that's not an order display here. We're leaving it, and then otherwise, whoops, order display dot order. This dot nope equipment. There we go. How did I set up the fried egg recipe before? Not in assets, we need to look in logic, data, recipes, fried egg. So first step, frying pan, and then it is plate. Okay. Fingers crossed. We should only be able to drag it to the frying pan, and then we should only be able to drag it to the plate. There is an error. What is the error? There is a null reference. Interesting. So next order step is null. Why? Oh, I know why. If state is waiting, return recipe steps recipe dot step 0 or return current step. Yeah, so if we're currently in the waiting state, we want to do this, otherwise we don't want to do this. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Can I drop it there? Can I drop it there? Can we drop it here? Yes! Then we can't drop it there or there. We cannot also not drop it there because there's more errors happening. What is happening now? Now this is null again. But why? That should be 0. That should be 1. That is 2. 2 is greater than or equal. Okay, yeah, no, we don't need that. I think. This makes slightly more intuitive sense to me. If we're going to go over the size of the recipes, of the recipe step list, then we return nothing. Okay, cool. Right. I should really be logging some errors then instead of just returning them, but I will do that in a minute. Fried egg can go to the frying pan, then frying pan. No, we still have more errors. What is happening? Why? Same deal. I guess I will be doing this now. Oh, because next up index +1. That's probably why. Just thought about something, 1 second. In this case I do want it to be true by default, I reckon. Yeah, I do want to know what method that's coming from. Let's try again. Okay. Fried egg. Nope, still more of these. What? Okay, so the current step index here would be 0. Next step index is +1. So the first time around, this is what happens, it's +1, and then it goes to the next step index. sp.step.count, which is 2, -1 is 1, so that is not the case. So turns, oh, because it's a +1. Harder, there we go. Makes sense. Off by 1 errors are vain. Oh. Put it there. Ah, oh, moment of truth, fantastic. Okay, and then there's nowhere else we can put that. Great. Okay, my goodness me. That was a pain in the butt. Oh. Progress is being made. Slowly, but it is being made. Okay, then the next thing we need to have some way of completing a recipe step. But recipes are just sort of static data stored behind the scenes. We don't want to be changing the recipes because the recipes might be shared between orders. So now what I'm thinking is that the orders, because it has a state, I think we should not store recipe step here. I think we should store order steps that contain recipe steps. That seems logical to me, I think. Or maybe we just store 1 recipe step? Store the index maybe? Either way, we need this. when we initialize it, we have to use a recipe step. For now. You know what? Maybe we need an order step state as well. It's not a class, it is an enum, and we're going to say not started, in progress, and then there can be failed and complete. Maybe. Does that help me? Maybe this is just duplicating information. I think that's duplicating information actually. I am rethinking this. I do not think that is the right way to go about this. I think we do public bool can be moved, goes to, and is step done, and was step successful, I guess. It's like this is confusing. Maybe instead it is step in progress. This step success, or this step failed. Yeah, okay. Okay, progress is being made slowly. Just got a Twitch notification. How come? I got an achievement. That's nice. What's my achievement for? Like clockwork. Stream for 12 unique days in the last 30 days. That's quite a lot, actually. Alright. No complaints from me. Cool. Nice. Alright, cool. Anyway. So I reckon that we grab I think right up front, when we make the order, we make a set of order steps that corresponds to the recipe steps. Yeah. Private list order step. Okay. Oops. And then right up front, we also have separately. Let me just see. Sure, why not? We can just keep an order stuff with the current step. It's fine, it doesn't matter. No. We want to make a new order step. Order step from the recipe step, please, and then we want to add the order step to the list of order steps. Yeah. The word step doesn't mean anything to me anymore. Okay, and then I'm sure that's causing problems elsewhere. Really? I don't believe you. 1 second. Does that build? It does. Okay, great. So I guess, where is this used? This is used here. Cool, actually, Val there really helped me out. I can order move to equipment, and that is where I need to move this. If, or I don't necessarily want the next step. Order dot. Can I get a current step? I'm gonna have to wrap up in a second. Order dot current step dot this step in progress. I can't move there. Okay. Right. I feel like I've made a lot of progress this stream, but I do need to wrap up now because I need to go have dinner because it's 20 to 9. We've done so many things. I feel like we've made a metric ton of progress with the logic in this. What are steps to keep track of step progress? Cool. the next bit I need to do is about actually making progress in the steps, and because that is different for each type of equipment, that might be a little bit tricky to figure out. So I'm gonna say I might do that off stream, because off stream, I think if I do that on stream, I'll just sort of be staring at my laptop, just thinking about things in like extensively, and that will not be a super fun stream to watch, I think. So I might do that off stream before the next one, but I'm going to wrap up now basically, and yes, go and eat dinner. But I feel like I've done so many things on stream today, so thank you all for joining and watching, especially you. Very much enjoyed having you in the chat. Thank you for keeping me company. Yes, have a good rest of your evening, etc. If you are listening, please feel free to drop me a follow, and so you can see the next update, and hopefully I'll have something exciting to show you then soon. But yes, until the next stream, thank you for watching, and let me find somebody to raid. Let me see. Where is somebody to raid? Let's go with, because there's so many choices, but I'll try and find one that's one that I can one in a language I understand. So let's go. Goodness me. You know what, none of these are really grabbing me. I think I'm just going to wrap up stream there. Alright, again, thank you all for joining me. I will see you next time. Catch you later.